So unfortunately, like I said, Taryn is still getting, shit thrown at him, and it caused Taryn, the developer for Five Nights at Freddy's Real Time, to not be canceled or canceled. I don't know. I saw a short clip of Taryn himself talking about the whole situation. We're gonna watch the full video on Twitter. The Gamejolt page showed, like I said, a little snippet of the video, and I didn't watch the whole thing. But from what Taryn said, it looks like the game's not canceled. It's just that Taryn's going to be not involved at all with the game development. So I don't know what that means, but let's stop me fucking yapping. Let's go see what Taryn's got to say about this.
Not good. There's been a lot of misinformation going around about FNAF in real time. So I thought I would give it a little bit of a match of my own misinformation to sort of play by their own rules and their own game, by saying that FNAF in real time is not actually canceled. If you've noticed, I am not in my regular self-insert cosplay, which means I've left FNAF in real time. The whole game.
Oh, it sucks. That sucks.
And that's a really big deal, but I want you to know that that doesn't mean that the game is over and it's going to stop or shut down completely. There's a lot more to it than just me. I've been working on FNAF in real time since forever. At the start of August, directly on the FNAF anniversary date, I hung out with my friend over and we played Five Nights at Freddy's. And I thought to myself how no one has still, out of all of the 9 years of Five Nights at Freddy's, I still haven't seen anyone make an actual game properly with super accurate animations to FNAF. But if you've been following us, I always knew it was impossible to make something like that on ClickTeam because it's such an old software and there's nothing you can do about it and no one's figured it out since these 9 years, so it can't be possible, right? We turned that around and figured out that that wasn't entirely true. So after getting all hyped about a movie coming out and that FNAF is big, is bad, I wanted to think, is it actually possible? And that was something that was a big question through most of making FNAF in real time, which was the idea of, was it actually possible? Is it actually possible? So immediately after we hung out, I think about literally a day afterwards, or even that same day, and I think it was 11 days afterwards, right? We released our first trailer. A lot of people think that Real Time was in development like months before that first trailer. It was crafted and deep in its own. The original game I wanted to make actually didn't feature FNAF 1 in real time. I wanted to do another game with Brother. If you know Brother, Brother is the paper plate guy that seems to be showing up everywhere on everyone's thumbnails now, which he didn't originally, and the first time they did the demo, and now he's there, which makes people always mad, thinking that he's a part of the game when he's just a small freaking... I'm fine. I'm not mad.
I didn't know that was the name. I thought it was this plate face or something.
That's where I originally wanted to start. The first big question that had to do with everything about FNAF in real time, which is it possible? Now, I want to make it clear. Through the entire development of FNAF in real time, is it possible was a question that would sometimes be asked too many times. Like, is it possible to release 2 songs instead of 1 song, or no songs, when you're making a game in development? Sure. Maybe shouldn't have. Was it possible to collaborate with small businesses to do some sort of fun thingy? Maybe. Doesn't mean it should have happened, but it did answer questions like, what is the biggest, most popular fan game of this year? I didn't think the answer would be a game that I made, but it was something that happened, and it's a little stressful, which is why I left. And it also came with a lot of expectations, which is also why I left. When you think of a game like FNAF in real time, the overall concept is not very crazy. It seems like it's something that is very small and something that can be very contained, but also when you get hundreds and thousands of views and supporters for the game, it very much stops from being something that can be simple and fun and something that feels like not fair. There's some sort of expectation or feeling in the community that our hype means that we needed to almost like earn it. I didn't expect that, and that's not something I was used to. Navigating through the community, I had to learn a lot of rules and laws that I didn't realize were existent in the community on its own. If you just heard Sparky right there, I'm pissed as hell. Yeah. What?
Doggy, it's all good.
FNAF in real time. Thank you very much. I love the game. Why are you asking me? And so having all that pressure was a lot.
That's funny.
And it was a lot on me. It was also a lot on people who we worked with and who worked on the game. Something that I never want to stress inappropriately or incorrectly address is how
Oh,
much harassment there's a lot of things in the game, especially with our first demo, that we realized were such big issues that we needed to go back, revamp, completely change, and ended up delaying our game like multiple times. Is it possible to delay a game 3 times and the last one's indefinitely? Unfortunately.
yes. Look at fucking what was that game called? The one that completely flubbed everybody. It was like that new zombie survival game. I forgot what it was called. It was really awful. It actually ended up shutting down. Yeah, a lot of games, Taryn. A lot of games get delayed, man. And don't beat yourself up. A lot of games, even AAA games, get fucking delayed. So yeah, you're good.
Fortunately, yes. It's a good nope, that's not. Don't learn that lesson from me. Don't but what we did receive, not just besides that, but also with that, and from big people in the community who have big followings, was completely demeaning and belittling the work that was made by a lot of free people, that just did things for free, by a bunch of volunteer people who loved FNAF and put in their own creative vision into the game.
Let me also go double down on that point. This entire game was made on a volunteer basis. Nobody was paid. This was a fan community game. Like, because I remember when the game released that teaser demo last year, Taryn reached out to people like, hey, we need developers, we need UI developers, we need graphic artists, we need all this stuff. And obviously they couldn't pay them because Five Nights at Freddy's is the IP of Scott Cawthon. But people made this into a passion project. And unfortunately, people tend to even shit on that. Like, this game, nobody gained any monetary value from it, at least from what I understand. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I from what I understand is that nobody got paid to make this game. So it was a passion project. Obviously, if there's no financial motivation, even with as much passion as there is, there's going to be mistakes in a game, especially in game development. I've recently learned that game development is very fucking hard. So I have a lot of respect for any game developer of any type of game, just because it is a tough thing to make and a tough thing to do. So yeah.
A sort of thing that felt weird is it almost felt like expectations with our own game wasn't as simple as just, oh, we're going to do this for fun and we want to do this for fans. It almost turned into, we need to do this for you. For you is a big difference than for us. It's a big difference than a fan game. For you is someone where you are promised to make a game and then spend all your time to make it, advertising it and wanting people to play that game under the idea of you should pay or invest or something else with that game. And the truth is, you can still do that while you're making a fan game. I think you definitely can. Big games like Blood and Gears or like Fan Game Direct have entire events about celebrating or sharing or moving my fucking hand or hyping up all of the sort of interest in keeping the fans excited for the game that you want to make for fun. And there's pressure with that, and there's critiques with that, and there's ways to advance and move forward. But there's also expectations that if you didn't enjoy it, then something had to change. And that's where the difference comes from making a fan game and making... as a fan, you make it because you're a fan of something. The truth is, Fan Game Direct is a fan of getting people excited. Blood and Gears is a fan of doing something new while keeping it still a part of Five Nights at Freddy's. Playtime with Percy is a fan of making something so unbelievably fun and creative with an awesome group of team.
I love Playtime with Percy. Fucking great Five Nights at Freddy's fan game, even though it wasn't a FNAF in itself. Great fucking way to introduce mechanics and shit, but still have the same rule set of Five Nights at Freddy's. Fucking beautiful game. Playtime with Percy. If you haven't played it, give it a try. It's on Gamejolt. Free to play. Is fucking phenomenal. But yeah, I mean, so far Taryn's got a point. When you make a game for anyone else besides you, it then becomes the whim of the... It was a game, true. Thank you, Rabbit. Now at that point, you become, you have to be at the whim of the person you're making the game for, which is the community. And that can set yourself up with so many problems. Because when you first make it for yourself, that's different because you know what you want. You know what's fun. You know what you deem to be fun and enjoyable. But when you're making it for other people, that's when you open yourself up to criticism, which I mean, that's fair to do. Like, right? It's fair to say that this game didn't meet my expectations, and here's why. That's criticism. But when you just go out there and spam inappropriate things to a developer, when you just insult the person, when you just throw out, say, this game sucks without providing any kind of constructive criticism, now you're just being a fucking troll and you're being a bitch. That's just the way it is. You're just being a little fucking little cunt. That's just the end of the story. Just being a little cunt. Stop doing that. Okay. So again, I don't, and I hope to God that Taran continues game developing, because I really do hope that, I really do hope he continues, so that way we can play the games. Because I know from just from the demo that I played, it was amazing. It was beautiful. It was fucking awesome. It made Five Nights at Freddy's 1 enjoyable. Because I mean, let's be honest, Five Nights at Freddy's 1, it is the staple of the series because it's the first of the game's franchise. But if you look back on it, take off the nostalgia glasses, it wasn't that great of a game. It was very what's the word I'm looking for? It didn't age well. A lot of the controls were clunky, so to speak. RealTime fixed all that. And even though we only played one night, we got to experience all the animatronics, which from Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Freddy. And introduction to, obviously, spoiler alert, if you run out of power, you get killed by Brother, or the paper plate animatronic, which is a new animatronic that Taran created. It was such a fun experience. It actually made Five Nights at Freddy's 1 enjoyable for the first fucking time in my life. Because I'll be honest, I didn't like FNAF 1 at all. Like, I didn't enjoy playing it. It was fun for the first time I played it, but when I try to replay it again, I'm like, why the hell am I doing this? Why am I playing this again? This is FNAF RealTime. It was reimagined the game in a way where it kept true to the aesthetic of the original, but it was able to add new mechanics, which is just amazing. It modernized it in a sense. So yeah, it's one of my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's fan games. But anyway, let's continue.
Standing out as one of the most unique and cool fan games ever. I don't mean to hype up Playtime with Percy. I just think it's fire.
Nah, bro, hype that shit up. The fucking game was fun.
So to go back to the beginning, I'm not trying to say that our fan game is the best fan game ever, because Joy Creation exists. And I'm also not trying to...
Legal reasons, I have to say Rewritten's the greatest. Shout out to Dottie, by the way.
Say that our fan game is the most creative fan game ever because Playtime with Percy exists. But what I can proudly and strongly say is, it's yours with this, hopefully. But it has to be something that actually will be enjoyable. And Sparky, I swear to God, you are... Sparky? Really? Okay. My dog's name is not actually Sparky. It's not going to name drop my dog. What are you doing? I already got doxed already. I think just after all of this, I am so grateful. This community is so talented, but it's also complicated. I think we've all known that for a really long time, and we've sort of been wanting it to not be so full of shit. I'm sorry, that's not actually accurate to what I think. I just think that like a small fraction of people in the community, and like either at high or low, like places of status, the people who are amazing truly have built this community to be fantastic, and I'm still going to be a part of it as much as I can. So with that being said, I think it's time for me to really just kind of push forward and try something different.
Enough of the heartfelt cheesy stuff.
Okay, so we got our answer. FNAF RealTime is not going to go anywhere. It's still going to be developed, but like I guess I kind of predicted or saw that the game will go on without Taran. Taran's going to separate from RealTime Studio. It says right here. So RealTime Studio and FNAF RealTime are being split to separate identities. The new indie game development, music, animation, new projects will be continue on Studio IRT. And then for all FNAF RealTime and FNAF movie game info, a RealTime FNAF. So they are making a FNAF movie RealTime, which is going to be kind of cool. No, it is pretty sad, and I think that's it, unless Taran left some stupid, wacky little shit at the end. I don't know if he did. No, he didn't. Okay, I guess that's it. Jump scare. No, I'm just kidding. All right, that'd have been really funny if he added a brother jump scare. But yeah, I mean, again, Taran did not deserve any of this. And, watching him develop the game, kind of keeping, on track or keeping track of the development of the game was fucking amazing. So for me, start one was about halfway through development, but you know what I mean? Like, being part of that journey was really awesome. And it saddens me so much that the community, like he said, even though the community itself was the one that kind of screwed him over, he still didn't blame them, which is fucking amazing of a person to do. He has every fucking right to get mad at the community because they were the ones that drove him out. The stupid, shitty little fucking pricks on the other side of the FNAF community were the reasons why Taran had to move over or move out of the of developing the game. But he just still didn't blame them. That's the amazing thing about this guy. So again, I personally think Taran's this amazing dude, and I really do hope the best for him. And I fucking hope he continues making games because I would love to fucking play his games. Like I said, I had so much fun playing the demo, even though there were bugs. Who cares? Who the fuck cares? It is a demo. If you are so petty to the point where you will harass somebody because of a fucking demo is that glitchy or that buggy, you need psychological evaluation. You need to go get some help. No, I'm being fucking dead serious. Get help because this person did not deserve the hate and the bullshit that they received. Bottom fucking line. Okay. So, oh yeah, exactly. No, yes, Moon, it was his baby. That's the thing. It was his baby. Taran's very talented. To be able to remake the game from an Unreal Engine 5, pretty much reimagine the entire FNAF 1. But maintaining the aesthetic of the first game is that's just amazing. All the little details, that I noticed from the original to the FNAF RealTime, I fucking noticed them. And if if you want to see that, I did play it. And Taran, darn you for not including my game. I'm just kidding. But I will say this. I did enjoy the game. And my final thoughts are Taran did not deserve any fucking bullshit he received. And it is sad to hear that he is going to be separating from FNAF RealTime. But it is kind of reassuring and silver liney in a sense that the game is still going to go on. I just think that we're losing a version that could have been something amazing because Taran is stepping away. That's going to be it. That's going to be my whole thing on that drama. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, all that good shit. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, YouTube.